Hey, shalom, shalom, Most High Christ bless. Most High Christ bless. Can you hear and see me? All right, check, check. Can you hear and see me? Can you hear me? Let me get some wise. Check, check. Okay. Let's see. All right, wise are coming in. Hey, shalom, Most High Christ bless. Officer Ray Well with IUIC Raleigh, here with your daily bread. Today's class called The Next Level. The Next Level. We should all be meditating on the next level. If you're not trying to go to the next level, you're going to be out. It's going to be game over. So that's what the title of today's class is. We'll talk about how we are not already at the top level. We fell from the top level. I'm going to get a real quick scripture. Sirach 21 and 18. Verse 17. Sirach chapter 21 verse 17. They inquire at the mouth of the wise man in the congregation, and they shall ponder his words in their heart. So the wise man gonna speak, and the congregation will ponder on a wise man's words. That's the prophets of God. That's IUIC. You got your bishops, your deacons. The whole world ponders on the things that are brought out by the most powerful men on the planet, bar none. We have the power to shake the world. Wise know wise, and then the wise will ponder the words of the wise. But watch this, verse 18. As is a house that is destroyed, so is wisdom to a fool. So a fool can't hold on to wisdom. He hates it. He despises it. And the knowledge of the unwise is as talk without sense. So the unwise, when they speak, is nonsense. It don't make no sense when they talk. I'm going to give you an example. Esau and evolution. No doubt you've heard of evolution. Monkeys. We came from monkeys. I ain't come from no monkey. White people came from monkeys. They can come from monkeys all they want. But the Israelites came from no monkeys. You look at Esau. He looked like he looked like the step between a monkey and us. Monkeys are pale. Monkeys are covered in hair. Monkeys got big ears and thin lips. Ooga booga. That was just a couple hundred years ago. It was ooga booga. About 1,000 years ago, ooga booga. That's about the same thing as ooh, ooh, ah, ah. That's your monkey. Y'all can be monkeys all you want. But we didn't evolve from no doggone apes. We ain't evolved. You know, they got that whole graph with the fish, which I should add a picture of it. They got the fish that grows legs and comes out the water, and then it turns into a beaver or a small dog, and the dog stands upright, and then it turns into a half monkey, then a full monkey, and then it's got a suitcase and a briefcase and stuff like that. And it's a man now. It's got a little top hat. That's foolishness. That don't make no sense. That don't make sense. What happened to Israel is we didn't evolve from no monkey. We devolved from gods. We went the opposite direction. Whereas we had perfection, we went down. Now Esau, this their come up. This is about as high as they're going to get. They crawled out the caves, and to them, now we stand upright and we don't scratch and eat the lice off of us anymore. Yeah, they evolved somewhat. You can still see the remnants of the cavemen. They'll tell you they're the Neanderthal. They'll tell you they're the caveman, and they'll tell you that we're something else. In that movie, Quest for Fire, they show, I think it's Ron Perlman and a couple other Edomites. Those are the actors. You know Ron Perlman, he's Hellboy. They got him, very little makeup needed, but they're the caveman. And then they run into someone that's supposedly from our people. It's a dark-skinned person. And it make a clear difference. They came from a totally different tribe. It's like, that's a whole different people. We the Neanderthals, but they look more like modern black people, the person that they encounter as a woman, who they end up raping. Now, I forget the nationality of the actress, but they kind of portray her as a black woman. I don't think she's black, but they portray her as a black woman, showing that the Neanderthals are one people, and then there's these other people that weren't Neanderthals. White folks will tell you that. They say, we came from the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. We came from the caves. Not sure where you black people came from. But then we meet them in the middle. We're on the same low state that they're on. As a matter of fact, we're a little bit lower. So that's what I want to cover in today's class. We ain't evolved from monkeys. We devolved from gods. And the way we reclaim our godhood, we got to go back up to the next level. Let's go to Lamentations 2:1. Lamentations chapter 2, verse 1. How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger. So the Lord was wroth. He was mad. And his anger, it don't talk about all nations. His anger was upon Israel. That's who he cast down from heaven. Let's go into what heaven is real quick. Deuteronomy 11:21. No, it's not literal. We fell out of the sky like a meteor. That's not it. Here's heaven. Deuteronomy, I'm going to get a couple of scriptures real quick. Deuteronomy 11:21 first. It says, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children, and the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers, to give them as the days of heaven upon earth. I'm going to read that again. That your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children in the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers. So the Lord swore land to us, to give them as the days of heaven upon the earth. Heaven was on earth. Heaven, we were in the land that the Lord appointed to us. The Lord appointed everyone land, and we got the best of it. I got a couple precepts to prove it. We got the best land. And while we're in that land, watch this, verse 22. For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments, which I command you to do them, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, and to cleave unto him, then the Lord drive out all these nations from before you. So the nations that stand against us, God would drive them out. He would back us. He would back our military. He would give us a warrior spirit. Our enemies would be delivered at our feet. We wouldn't have problems. There's no problems here. You walk up in the land. Is there a problem? No, there's no problem. They run off. There's no problem. Verse 23. Then will the Lord drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves. So there's no equality in heaven. The heaven that did you hear what, how thought God loved everybody? How when we in heaven, when the Israelites had heaven, we would possess nations. That is heaven. I barely own my car right now. And I pay for it. It said, in heaven, you own nations. On earth, you got your own land and you own nations. You walk into the land, there's no problem. Matter of fact, I own all y'all. So, of course, there's no problem. Let me get Deuteronomy 28:1. This is heaven. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high, above all nations of the earth. So we be above all nations. Keeping the commandments, we would possess nations, we would be above all nations. In stature, in pomp. I mean, when you walk, pomp is like, when you walk in a room, you're celebrated. They throwing roses. You got on gold. There's a whole ceremony just for you walking into town. There's horses. There's chariots. People ain't walking. Women are getting carried. There's fanfare. There's trumpets blown. Right now, we walk into the gas station. White folks don't even hold the door. I'm reading on. Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Now this is key to knowing what heaven was. Remember, we fell from heaven. I'm going to go back to Lamentations to come right back. Lamentations chapter 2, verse 1 again. How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion, that's Israel, with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remember not his footstool in the day of his anger. So that heaven, when we had our own land, that's how we devolved. It was sin that did it. Sin caused us to lose the land. Sin caused us to lose power over the nation. Sin caused us to not be blessed in the city or blessed in the field. Going back, Deuteronomy chapter 28, we're at I'm going to read verse 4 again. It says, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body. So there's no IVF. If y'all know what IVF is, in vitro fertilization, which, common practice among Edomites. And I think Trump just passed a law to make it easier to access it. But who's really running out of babies? Are we running out of children? I got 6 kids. Many of y'all got more than 3. We ain't running out of kids. Who's weak and can't have babies? Who's weak and can't have babies? Esau. They in threat. They think they're going to be extinct. So they're the main ones lining up to get a petri dish with some eggs and some semen. Usually, it'll probably be some of our semen up in there, because it's stronger than theirs. And then they're getting the turkey baster, and they're getting impregnated because they can't have babies. You also find that laws getting put in place for the LGBT movement and single black women, single black women who couldn't find their Barthenol gland. That's where that stuff is going to, the LGBT movement. Lonely black women with cats, and the majority of Esau, Edomite white women. That's what that's for. We were supposed to be blessed in our children. So we still have a lot of children now, but when you think about the state of the children we have, because we have an abundance of children, we don't take care of none of them. Our people don't take care of it. Our seed is not blessed. We come out, we born to a curse. We born in sin. And we make some of the worst monsters on the planet because we're not married because of sin. So the most evil people, I'm going to get the scripture real quick. I'm not writing it down. Sirach 42. Let me show you an example. Sirach chapter 42, verse 9. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth. So this don't happen in the black community commonly. It's like when you see a father like this, you clap your hands. Man, that's a good father. Because it's not common. Most fathers abandon their children, especially their young daughters. That's why there's so many whores out here in the streets. That's why you can have a Sukiyana. You can have a Megan Thee Stallion. You can have a Nicki Minaj. You can have these strip rappers. And then they have millions of followers because there are no fathers. That's what them red pill brothers be talking about. Where your dad at? There's no father here. Now, we don't hate our sisters like no brothers kind of hate women. We love our sisters. This is for correction. We want to reintroduce your fathers back into your life. We're making men that can actually stay with their children. That's what IUIC is about. I'm going to read it again. It's in Sirach chapter 42, verse 9. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth. We devolved from that. We used to stay up and watch your daughter's window. Watch your daughter's room. Make sure she locked in there good and tight. Not just that. It's bigger than just a physical room. You're in her mind. She wouldn't have a phone. If she had a phone, you're all in the phone. You're in her friends. She don't got friends you don't know. She don't go out in the street. She's not going to the movies. She's not going to the mall with her friends. She's with her father till she's married. You don't have that today. We devolved. We're not blessing our seed. Though we have an abundance of children, we don't take care of them. We fell from heaven. So all our fruit is hell. It says, and the care for her taketh away sleep. Not the Negro today. He runs. He don't want to pay child support. He don't want to do nothing. Another nation or the government. Some of y'all are in the islands and whatnot, or South America. You got some of your own people that are in government positions. But the governing body has to force men to take care of their children. That's hell on earth. That is not heaven. It says, when she is young, lest she pass the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. These things do not exist in the black community as a whole. That's not our standard. We fell from heaven. And it's because of things like just this one section, just dealing with the young daughters. Because we don't have a care for their bodies. Because we don't stay up late. We're not meditating on their well-being. What kind of wife is she going to be? I got one daughter, I'm thinking about what kind of wife she's going to be based on how she moves around the house, how she deals with other sisters in the congregation. And she's 9. That's how you're supposed to be moving. You got to have that kind of thoughts. Like, I'm going to protect her virginity till she get of age. Not like some of these, who's that? I think it's T.I. His daughter all out in the streets And then he wanted to take her to the doctor to go see if she's still a virgin. That was a couple years back. It's like, you don't let her frolic all over the place. You go to school. If your kid's in public school, good luck. Good luck. Unless you popping up twice a week, good luck. We got to get our kids out of there because you're not watching them and they're pushing fornication to them. So then T.I. did all that. There's controversy. Most of the black community hated him from doing that because you're supposed to let them be free. That's why we fell from heaven. This freedom, this choice, that didn't exist before. Now I'm going to go back to let's go back. Let's finish that out. Deuteronomy 28, verse 4. It says, "Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body," that's your children, "and the fruit of thy ground," that's your self-sufficiency. You would depend on God to grow you food. We would not have GMOs. Looking for white folks that can't make food. Only think about the nations on the earth, even those that are pagan. Most of them prayed to their God to give them rain, to give them food. They would pray to their God, whatever God it was. The Israelites, of course, we would pray to our God. We'd do tithes and offerings so the Lord could open the windows of heaven. I'm going to read down and it's going to say that. It says, "Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep." Verse 5. "Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store." So if we did have storage, if we did have like a bank or a food bank, it would be blessed. It said in your commerce, would be in your nation, and it would be blessed. It would be fruitful. It's not like that. I'm going to go to the barbershop later, and there's like 2 other barbershops on that block, if I'm not mistaken. Like right there looking at each other. That's what we got as far as commerce. We competing on the barbershop level. Everything else is Moab, Esau, the Arab man. And the only thing black people got, we're fighting over chicken spots and barbershops. Verse 5, it says, "Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store." Verse 6, "Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out." Let me jump down. Verse 12 is what I wanted. It says, "The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven." Now, this isn't the kingdom of heaven. This is talking about the sky. Here's the proof. It says, "The heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand." So that's, the Lord will bless you by keeping the commandments. He'll make it rain. Therefore, your crops will grow in abundance, and you'll eat and have extra. And to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend to many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. When you have an abundance, it's like, hey, I got a little extra. Who wanna? I got a a foreign policy. You will start making alliances with other nations. Now they ain't part of us, but you have a seat at the table. We don't have a seat at the table. We are underneath the table, eating the crumbs. So that's what the Lord's talking about. But going back to my point earlier, what every nation, right here, you see the Israelites would pray to the Lord, and the Lord would bless them with rain and food in abundance. You find Moab and Ammon and Japhet, as well as Ishmael, the Arabs, the Hawaiians, the Indonesians, Chinese, the Koreans, the Japanese. They'll pray to their God to have fruit and crops. The white man ain't like that. He says he's God. I'll just make food. Who else do that? It's like, God, well, God don't like me. I'm going to make food. The sun don't like me. I can't even use the sun to grow food. I'll just make food in the lab. Because he says he's his own God. And then we follow him and eat his fake food. This ain't heaven. This ain't heaven. We got a whole different God. And we're not supposed to be comfortable here. Now I'm going to drop that. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 6. We actually get into the class. So the problem, we're assessing the problem of falling from heaven. It's because of sin. 2nd Ezra 6:54 in the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 54. "And after these, Adam also, who was black, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures." Adam was a god. If he's Lord of all the creatures, Adam is a god. "Whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Of him come we all, and the people also, whom thou hast chosen." So, everybody came from Adam. But the people God chose came from Adam as well, and were made just like him. We were made gods. 2 Ezra 5 and 20. Let's look into that a little bit more. Is that what I want? Yes. So let's read. I'm gonna read a couple verses here, going some of his history with Ezra talking to Uriel the angel. Ezra is asking a lot of questions. Ezra, he's really concerned with his people, and he's asking a lot of deep questions. So watch this. It says, 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 20. And so I fasted 7 days, mourning and weeping, like as Uriel the angel commanded me. Sometimes that's where your answers come from, y'all. Fasting. Sometimes that's where the answers come from. That's where the clarity comes from. A couple days of fasting. A lot of y'all, you might fast once a year. Shame, shame, shame. Some of y'all might fast once a month. Shame, shame, shame. Some of y'all might fast once a week. Shame. We got to get it in, y'all. You see right here, he getting things revealed to him. That's 7 days of fasting. That's tough. You got to build up to it. But that's the kind of thing we need for the Lord to deal with our discipline, to show us answers to our questions, to increase our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And prepare us for trials and tribulations. Prepare us for torture. Prepare us for death. Prepare us for famine. Prepare your children for it. It says, verse 21, and after 7 days, so it was, that the thoughts of my heart were very grievous unto me again. And my soul recovered the spirit of understanding. And I began to talk with the Most High again, and said, O Lord that bears rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine. He said, look at all the agriculture. God, you've chosen one vine to be yours. Verse 24, and of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit. So he said that one land that God has chosen. Every other pit doesn't belong to him. There's one pit God chose. And of all the flowers thereof, one lily. There's one lily in particular that God loves. And of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled thee one river. And of all builded cities, thou hast hallowed Sion unto thyself. So Israel's the Lord's portion. Israel's the city he's chosen above all cities. And of all the fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove. And of all cattle that that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep. Now watch this, verse 27. And among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people. And unto this people, whom thou lovest, that's who God so loved. That's God so loved the world. Unto, it says, whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. That's the people God. Let me get something real quick. 2 Chronicles 9 and 8. Real quick. Who gavest to love the world? You ain't read the Bible if you say that. You ain't read the Bible. There's no point in the Bible does he say he loved everybody. He makes clear distinctions all the time. If you're new, write these things down. 2 Chronicles chapter 9 and verse 8. It says, blessed be the Lord thy God, which delighted in thee to set thee on his throne, to be king for the Lord thy God, because thy God loved Israel. That's what it says. Because thy God loved Israel, to establish them forever. Highlight that, underline it, put a sticky note next to it, take a picture, blow it up, and put it on the wall. That's who John 3:16 talking about. And there's like 12 other places off the top of the dome we can go grab real quick. We're just going to get this one. It says, verse 8 again, blessed be the Lord thy God, which delighted in thee to set thee on his throne, to be king for the Lord thy God, because thy God loved Israel, to establish them forever. So our fate is to be established forever. We have to get back to that level. We're supposed to be established. To establish something means to set up permanently forever. When you look up the definition, to establish means it has set up permanently on a good foundation. To establish them forever, therefore made thee king over them, to do judgment and justice. So I'm going to drop that, going back. That's who God loved. That's whom God chose to set over the nations. That was heaven. I'm going to keep reading. We're in verse 28. And now, O Lord, why hast thou given this one people over unto many? That's the fall from heaven. That's Lamentations. I'm gonna read it again, just to keep the thought. Lamentations 2:1. See, I'll get the depth. He just said something simple. Lamentations is like one verse. There's so much depth to that. All that we lost. It's hard to quantify everything we lost. We've lost not billions of dollars. We lost unfathomable wealth. We lost control of the planet. We lost control of the people of the planet. We lost control of the animals. We lost immortality. We lost God's favor. Lamentations 2:1 again. How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven, took our crops, took our power. You understand? Cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger. In his wrath, he smote us, and he's correcting us. He's correcting us. Going back, 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 29. It says, and they which did gainsay thy promises. That's what we did. This is the sin. They which did gainsay thy promises, and believe not thy covenants, have trodden them down. I'm sorry, that's actually the heathen. They that never kept the laws, trod us down. It says, if thou, that's the one people among many. The many are those that never kept any promises, never did any covenants. Verse 30. If thou didst so much hate thy people, yet shouldest thou punish them with thine own hands. Now when I spoken these words, the angel came to me the night afore was sent unto me, and said unto me, hear me, and I will instruct thee. Hearken to the thing that I say, and I shall tell thee more. And I said, speak on, my Lord. So this is Uriel speaking to him. Verse 33. And I said, speak on, my Lord. Then said he unto me, thou art sore troubled in mind for Israel's sake. I said, man, you doing a lot of thinking about Israel right now. Lovest thou that people better than he that made them? He's like, all these questions. You think you love them more than God loves them? Because he questioned why God punishes us so. So watch this. I'm going to go to verse 28 again. It says, matter of fact, 2nd Ezra 9:19. Let me get that real quick. I'm sorry, verse 18. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 18. It says, and now, when I prepared the world, which was not yet made. This is way in the beginning. This is Genesis. Even for them to dwell in that now live. No man spake against me. Everyone was in agreement. There was no, oh, we're going to choose something different. Watch this. Verse 19. For then everyone obeyed. Now that's the heavy part. This is what we devolved from. I'll read that again. Verse 19. For then everyone obeyed. There was no need to have Bible study, different schools set up in different. And now everybody's gonna do what God says. That's perfection. We just do what God says, all day, every day. Who want to do something different? Nobody want to do nothing different. Let me get Revelations. I'll give you an example. 4, I think it's 4:14. Give me a sec. 4 and 8. Revelation chapter 4, verse 8. Here's an example of what it's like to just do what God say, and you don't question it. It says, and the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings. So the beasts are angels. They got wings. It says 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within, and they rest not day and night. So they don't sleep. They don't get tired. That's the Spirit of God. You don't sleep, you don't get tired. Sometimes you go over the scriptures, or we at camp, like you could be hurting, you could hurt your leg, hurt yourself working out, be sick. You used to get up there, start teaching, or start reading, or just hear the word. You forget that there's any pain. You'll be out there for hours. Or you'll watch a class. I never watched videos that were 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, much less those marathon classes from Deacon Malachi or Deacon Aithon on the Wicked holidays, those refuge classes. Can you imagine sitting there and listening to the Bible for like 8 hours back in the world? You wouldn't do that. But now that we're in this truth, there's some spirit that comes on us where we don't feel like we're tired. It's like godly spirit igniting in us. giving us strength from some other place. Watch this. It says, verse 8 again, and the four beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within, and they rest not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come. So they just do that, and they never stop. They never stop. That's perfection. Right now, you with your carnal mind is like, man, I'm tired. I'd say about 15 times, and then you start saying it slower. Holy, holy, and you be like, holy, and what he said, and he gotta kill you. But that's perfection. Like, I'm just gonna say, my job is just to say holy, holy, all day and all praises. I'm so thankful. That's a spirit. That's perfection. That's everyone obey. I'm gonna go back. 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 19. It says, for then everyone obeyed, because we were as the angels of heaven. But now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted. We are corrupted. This is de-evolution. We lost perfection. Same way the moon was made perfect and it lost perfection. It started as the full moon, which is the new moon. And as time goes on, it darkens until it becomes fully dark. That's us. We became dark. But the fate is to come back up on the other side of that cycle and become light again. It says, are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable rid themselves. I'm going to go back now to 2 Ezra 5 and 28. So we used to obey. I kind of jumped ahead. Matter of fact, yeah, let me go ahead and stay ahead since I jumped ahead. Let me go to Psalms 82. Then everyone obeyed. So what does that mean when you just obey God? Psalms chapter 82, verse 6. And it reads, I have said, ye are gods. That's what that is. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. This is speaking to the Israelites. This is the Israelites. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. So, hold on. We get Genesis 1 and 26. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. He said make. So, the first man was black. That means God and the angels are black. Christ is black. And let them have dominion that rule the earth. That's a God. That's a God. It's lowercase g. That's a God. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. So afterwards, the woman was made. So, it was God's. Psalms 82 and 6 again. It says, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. This is heaven. This is paradise. That's immortality. When we were made not to die. It says, verse 7, but ye shall die like men. So that's where something came in. That's Lamentations 2 and 1. Now we die like men. And fall like one of the princes. So let's go back to 2 Ezra 5 and 28. Let me show you what that looks like. Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 28. And now, O Lord, why hast thou given this one people over unto many? And upon the one root hast thou prepared others. And why hast thou scattered thy only one people among many? So you took the people, we lost our power, we lost our godhood. Now we die like men. And now we are scattered among many. Deuteronomy 32 and 8. It says, where we at? Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, so all people are supposed to be separate. We are not supposed to be among them. No one's supposed to be among nobody. Everybody's supposed to be separate. Judgment is you die like men. You live with other people now. You kicked out of your house. You go find a couch to stay on. Somebody will take you in and be your daddy and be your God. It says, verse 8 again, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So they were given land allotments according to how many of us it is and what we needed. We got ours first. Watch this, verse 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So we are precious. We're the apple of God's eye. We got ours first. And then they got theirs based on what we didn't need. Now it's turned around. I'm going to scatter you among all of them. I'm going to put you among all of them. You die. And now I'm scatter you among all of them. Let me go back into the dying part. I said I jumped ahead with that Psalms 82 and 6. Let me go to Genesis. Again, Genesis 6. Genesis 6 and 1. It says, and it came to pass. Now we're back in the beginning. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. So the sons of God. Let's see. Who are the sons of God? Give me 1 John. I think it's 3 and 10. John take down. I think it's 3 and 10. I don't think I wrote it down. 1 John 3 and 10. Let's see. I'll come back to it. I think I wrote it down. Oh, 3 and 1. I'm sorry. 1 John 3 and 1. I did write it down. It says, behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. So that's who the sons of God are. If you ever need a precept, it's not just angels. It's not all nations. We are the sons of God. That we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. So the people that are forgotten themselves and the world forgot them, they're actually the sons of God. Who's that? Who's that? They don't know who they are. Isaiah 1 and 3. Let me get that real quick. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know. Israel don't know his owner. Israel don't know its God. It says, but Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider. We don't think about it. Why? Psalms 83. Real fast. Psalms chapter 83 verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies, the heathen, those that hate God, make a tumult, an angry gathering. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. Now they're prideful. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. So remember, we're the people that God chose, according to Ezra. He chose one lily, one pit, one dove, and he chose one people. That's us, the sons of God. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. That's what we just read in 1 John 3. I'm going to read that again. 1 John 3 and 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, the hidden ones. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, that's Christ. For we shall see him as he is. Going back, Psalms 83. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. This is all part of the fall and Lamentations. You don't remember who you are. It's so bad, not only are you in sin, you don't listen to God, you don't even know that you're the sons of God. You don't even know the history we're reading in Genesis pertains to you. I'm going to go back to Genesis. So I went to 1 John 3 and 1 to prove that we are the sons of God that it's talking about here. It's not just angels like Christianity says. Genesis chapter 6, verse 1 again. And it came to pass when men, this is regular men, this is the other nations, began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born of them, the regular men, the heathen, that the sons of God, a different race, our race, the direct descendants of the God Adam, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, they were attractive, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, now that's interracial marriage, that's a sin. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. He said, I'm judging you. Your lifespan will be shortened to 120. It says, I'm going to jump to verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. So there was a law against it. If there was something wicked, there had to be a law that existed against it. And we broke it. We started breaking laws right there. I mean, Adam transgressed because of Eve. But then the people the wickedness grows. The corruption that we read about in Ezra, it grows. And it devolves us even further. It says, and God saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. All we thought about was evil. Well, you can't if all you think about is evil, we're going to continue to devolve from godhood. Remember, it says, for then everyone obeyed, and then transgression after transgression after transgression, you begin to devolve. You get even worse. Let's go to Brute 2 and 10. Brute chapter 2, verse 10. Yet we have not hearkened unto his voice, to walk in the commandments of the Lord that he hath set before us. So we ain't listened yet. By the time Brute, this is the scribe of Jeremiah, we have not listened yet. Verse 11. Oh, did I finish that? Oh, no. Verse 10 again. Yet we have not hearkened unto his voice, to walk in the commandments of the Lord that he hath set before us. And now, O Lord God of Israel, that has brought thy people out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand and high arm, and with signs, and with wonders, and with great power, and has gotten thyself a name as appeareth this day. So we were brought out of Egypt, redeemed by Moses. O Lord our God, we have sinned. This is the problem. We have sinned. We have done ungodly. We have dealt unrighteously in all thine ordinances. Let thy wrath turn from us. For we are but a few left among the heathen, where thou hast scattered us. That's the lower state. Now we're the bottom level. Now we're left very few. We're called minorities. Everywhere. Everywhere we go. Where's the worst place in Spain? Where's the worst place? Is where the black people are. In Italy. Where's the worst place to live? Oh, over there where the black people are. In China. Where's the slummiest, nastiest? Oh, there's little black people that speak Mandarin over there. In Saudi Arabia. Where are the slaves? In Mauritania. Where are the slaves? Oh, it's those black people you got over there. That's where you find us. In the midst, scattered among these heathen. In the lowest place possible. Verse 14. No, I'm going to stop right there. I'm coming back to this. Ezra's 2nd Ezra's 5:42. So we read about Egypt. 2nd Ezra's 5:42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring. So the judgment we just read about, scattered among the heathen, didn't just happen once for the apologetics. Oh, that already happened. No, dummy. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. And we get worse. And we get worse. I'm going to prove it. It says, and he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring. What does a ring stop? It don't stop. It keeps going. Like there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. It keeps going on and on. Deuteronomy 28:46. Just real quick as a precept. It's continual. This just proves that it's talking about the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 46, it says, and they, meaning these curses, shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed, your children, forever. That's revolving. And it gets worse. It don't get better, it gets worse. Going back Second Ezra chapter 5 and verse 51. Yep. Second Ezra 5:51. It says, he answered me and said, ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. So this is talking about a woman giving birth to children. I'm going to bring that up toward the end of the class as well. It says, saying to her, wherefore are not they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature, devolved. It says, they're not like the people that were before. Let me get a precept real quick. Ecclesiastes 7. Just popped in my head. For those of you that you've heard Christians say, some of you might think this. Well, thus, the Bible's for old times. This is modern times. Those things are played out. That's not true. Ecclesiastes in the Bible. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 10. It reads, say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? He said, never say, never question why today is worse than yesterday. That's what he's saying, to make it clear. That's a hard statement. It says, say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? That's what people say today. That's what Christians say today. Those are old Bible times. They say that they didn't have TV back then. They didn't have electricity. Therefore, we can do interracial marriage. Somebody told me before, a Christian, the reason they had a dietary law is because they didn't have ovens and stoves. They couldn't properly cook their food. Are you dummy? Of course they cooked food back then. That's nothing to do with it. That's nothing to do. But that's how bugged out Christians is. It's like there must be some reason. Just like with the tithes and offerings. Well, of course we have to use money today because back then they didn't have money. They had money in the very chapter that talks about tithing. It says money. The word money is there. But the Christian, he has talk without sense. He has no idea what he's talking about. He learned from his oppressor. It says, say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? So it said, we devolved. It says, for thou dost not inquire wisely concerning it. See, that's a stupid thing to say. Of course we were better back then. We got worse. We devolved. We're on a lower level as a people. We have to understand that. In all facets, I think I've covered, financially, we're lower. Morally, we're lower. As far as where we live, we're lower, scattered among the heathen. Our relationship with God is lower. I'm going to go back now. What was that? Second Ezra 5 and 52. Say unto her, wherefore are not they whom thou hast now brought forth, the children you've given birth to, like those that were before? So why aren't they like the ones, these new children you have, why are they weaker than the ones you had previously? It says, but less of stature. It says, they're not as strong. It says, and she shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion. So when you're young and have babies, stronger babies is what she's saying. It says, and they that are born in the time of age, when you get older and you have babies, when the womb faileth, meaning the womb isn't as strong, the womb itself is failing, or otherwise. It said, as that womb ages, which is hip talk for the earth, the age of the earth, as things progress, as this age progresses, the world itself becomes worse. Therefore, the people born in it become weaker and weaker and weaker. It says, verse 53, and she shall answer thee. No, verse 54. It says, consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you. That's the evolution. We did not evolve from nothing. We are less than we've ever been. This is in the valley. We are in the valley. It said ebb and flow. I don't know which one is flow, but we're one of them, the one that goes down. So you are way less than the ones that came before you. Most Christians don't know what day of the week Sunday is. I'm going to say it again. Most Christians don't know what day of the week Sunday is. Most of us had to be told Sunday is the first day of the week. Duh, a drooling idiot. That's what we've been spiritually. Got a degree in everything. How many degrees you got? I got 4 degrees. Got a master's in blah, blah, blah. What is the first day of the week? Monday. Like, we way less than we used to be. What's the 7th day of the week? Sunday. We are so far. What color's God? He ain't got no color. Everybody got a color. Everybody got a visage. Like, you can see things. Things are seen. It's like Christ ain't got no color. Wasn't he a man? What did they nail to the cross? A sheet? His clothes? Is he? Wasn't Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four? What are we talking about? He's a spirit. They nailed him to the cross? Yeah. So don't mean he got a body? That's the kind of stuff we talking about here. We are way less of stature. That's also physically. You know, we short and sickly and scoliosis and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Got to go to chiropractor. Can't run for long distances. Some people just stay fat their whole life. Lower backs. Verse 54. Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you. And so are they that come after you less than ye. These generations, this just suck. It's like, I think we're on generation Z or Alpha. Or can you imagine your children's children, if the Lord don't return, how stupid they're going to be? Can you imagine? I mean, not us in the truth. But if your kid's not in the truth, how dumb will your great grandchildren be? Children today don't know what sex they are. With a whole penis, a whole vagina, and they'd be like, I am confused. I don't know where I am. What bathroom do I use? Like, look how weak we become. That's devolving. Now, for the white man, this is perfect for him. He was in a cave anyway. Now he's made buildings. He's made his own cave. Ooga booga. I've made my own cave. Ooga booga. He's still doing. He's at the height of his career. This is as high as he can go. We are as low as we can go. We must achieve the next level. But first, you gotta understand the problem. Like, we need a new level because we are at the very, very bottom of everything. Let's go from there. Did I read down 50? Yeah, that's it. No, I'm reading 55, the whole thing. It says, and so are they that come after you, less than ye, as the creatures which now begin to be old and have passed over the strength of youth. So as time progresses, you get more wicked. Watch this. Let's go back to Psalms 82 and 6, and then Proverbs 21:16. Psalms 82 verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Verse 7. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. So dying like men is not just literally your lifespan being cut short or sin killing you. Yes, that as well. But to be spiritually dead as well. Proverbs 21:16. Die like men. The people on earth are dead. They are spiritually dead. And now we have become like them. We are also spiritually dead. That means dumb as a doornail. Don't know nothing. Godly. Only know evil. Proverbs 21:16. Watch this. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So there's a congregation of dead people, of dumb people. They have no understanding. And we live among them. We grew up in the Christian church. That is the congregation of the dead. Where did that come from? White folks got the Bible and said, we're going to make a church too. They don't know nothing. They're dead. And then we want to be like them. Spiritually dead. The church, some black churches will even tell you that the white church is dead. So you don't want to go in no dead church. My father-in-law is a pastor. He said that. He would never say nothing about white folk. Never. Because he loved them. He loved them more than his own kids. But I pray you repent if you're watching. But he loved that white man. And he would never say nothing ill of him except that one fact. Like when you go into white churches, they're dead. That's what some Christians say. There's no spirit in them. They don't holler. They're not really enthusiastic about God because they don't really care about God. That's a front. I think they traffic money out of white churches. I'll be straight up. What is the purpose? Like, y'all ain't gonna do nothing the Bible say. Like, he got all this stuff. It's expensive stuff. I think it's a front for money laundering. That would make more sense than like y'all praising God. Y'all don't praise God. That's like when they get the expensive artwork. You ever seen that? Like the artwork be like $100,000 and it'd be like a blue streak. That's money laundering. That's to make money. Instead of drugs, they sell artwork. I think that's what the church is. The church is a front for the mob or something like that. That's what it has to be. I digress. Isaiah 29:13. Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 13. About being spiritually dead. It says, let's start at verse 10. Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. Another word for sleep is be dead. They go hand in hand. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. This is the lowest you can go. Not only are you scattered among the heathen, not only have we been removed from our land, our crops, God's favor upon us, the control of the nations, our eyes are even closed here. We can't even see a way out of it. It says, and have closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered. And the vision of all has become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. So we run around, I think this is important. Read this to me. And we're like, nah, I can't read it. It can't get no worse. Now down to spiritual death. Let's go to 2 Maccabees 4. So after you lost everything, all semblance of self, it gets pushed even further. 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 15. It says, not set. Now this is dealing at this time in this chapter. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. It's dealing with sports. The game of discus, the Olympics is mentioned in this chapter. The very formation of that stuff, the stadiums, the Super Bowl, all that came from here. The Grecians. We love white people stuff, and we follow it. Watch this. It says, verse 15, 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians, the white man, best of all. So it moved further than just we sitting there dead. Now we hate our fathers. We despise our fathers. And we love the white man as our father. So dumb. It's like, oh, you my daddy? Ain't you my slave master? You be my daddy? What kind of sports y'all playing? I like that. It says, verse 16, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them. That's fallen from heaven. For they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose custom they followed so earnestly. The same people that's our enemies, we'll follow their customs. That's why we can't get ahead. That's why all these black movements fail, because a holiday will pop up of white supremacy, and then we'll shut down the protest. I remember they wanted, I think it was like 2 years ago, I think it was T.I. or 50 Cent, somebody, one of them. It's probably T.I., because he's more of a protester. He said, something happened, I can't even remember what happened. And he said, we're going to protest. We're going to boycott July 4th. And he changed it. He said, you know what? Make it July 2nd. Like, nigga. So the boycott is going to be July 2nd. So that everybody can still get together the 4th. We can't do nothing as a people. Because we love... The July 4th has nothing to do with us. We were enslaved. If anything, we were the fireworks. They were lighting our ass on fire. And we were running around. And we were the spectacle. They were tying us to something and shooting rockets at us. Or shooting cannons at us. We had nothing to do with the 4th of July. But your modern day revolutionary that's not biblical based, your black thinker, your what do you call it? Your black deep guy, your Pan-African, your whatever. They will still follow white supremacist holidays. They'll still do pagan holidays. You can't rely on them. They love the glory of the heathen best of all. It says, and those people are your enemies. Why are you doing the same thing your enemy doing? That he know your movements. He said, I know on December 25th they all gonna be home. I know January 31st, while it's cold, I'm gonna make sure they go outside and stand and watch a ball drop. I know it'll be February 14th. You're gonna take their wives out to Red Lobster. All of them are gonna do it. They can depend on you. You are like clockwork. You're not a surprise to them. You're part of the plan. They schedule you. We're at 17. For it is not, I'm going to read 16 again at 17. By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them. For they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose custom they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desired to be like in all things. Because God took everything from us, so now we try to adopt everything, our new God, the white man, our new day, we adopt everything he put in front of us. Verse 17. For it is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of God. It ain't light to break God's laws. It's a heavy, heavy judgment for that. But the time following shall declare these things. All right, I'm going to drop that. It's not a light thing to go against the laws of God. That's why we fell from heaven. Go Baruch 4:1. Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. The law never goes away. The law is never left. So this is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall what? Die. Let me see if I can get something real quick. I bet I can't find it. There's something heavy about God's laws. Second Ezra. Watch me not be able to find it. Something heavy about God's laws. I'll find it in a minute. Yeah, I'll come back to it. I'll find it in a second. I'm going to read that again. Baruch chapter 4, I'm going to read verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Keep God's... This Bible's ours. Don't give it to nobody else. Look who's got it. We did, we done, and now the Bible done slipped into the white man's hands. Verse 4. O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us. That's what we got to remember. The same way we're going to read scriptures now, these things please God that we're even talking about this. Our eyes are open. We're starting to go to the next level. We're starting to evolve. I hate using the word, but that's what it is. We start to evolve back to where we were. But it's got to start with opening your eyes. Start by rejecting white customs. Remember, when we got to the bottom, we loved everything the white man did, and our eyes were closed to any other way. So as our eyes open, we begin to reject everything. So you shouldn't be sitting there debating. You got to ask the officer over you, like, so, like, if my mom buys me something for my birthday, is it okay? Or if I get, if I eat the Thanksgiving food the Sunday after Thanksgiving, is okay? Like, you're not really trying to evolve. You're not trying to go to the next level. On that baby scale. Not even on the baby scale. Let me read on down. It says, be of good cheer. Verse 5. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. Christianity don't understand that yet. The Israelites weren't sold for their destruction. It's not to be replacement theology where another nation is now Israel, or anybody can just jump in and now I'm Israel. I put on an Israel shirt. Nah, that ain't it. We ain't trading nobody. This ain't the draft. We were sold to be corrected. And once the correction is finished, we will regain our rightful place on the next level as gods on this earth. It says, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. So instead of doing righteous sacrifices, we follow the white man, the other nations. They are devils. Their gods are devils. They are deceivers. Verse 8, ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up. Ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. We forgot God, and now the land itself is grieved. The land that nursed us, meaning the land provided for us, as God rained down from heaven. We had the crops. We had safety. We had a place to put walls, a place to live. And we done grieved our mother, Jerusalem. Verse 9, for when she saw the wrath of God coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, God hath brought upon me great mourning, for I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow, and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate. Listen to the cry of our mother. Listen to the pain she's in. The land itself says, no one be happy over me. That's why it's a desert over there. That's why don't nothing grow. She's a widow, and she's left desolate. Her children are not with her. So she will not produce and take care of anyone else. If they were the children of Israel over there, those Jewish people were the children of Israel, the land would take care of them. They would not have to import trees They would not have to cover themselves in sunscreen. They would not be in a hot desert. They would have to set up all those all that structure. The land would just provide. They have to import everything. It just looks like a place that don't supposed to be there because our mother's grieved. She don't want to take care of you. You're bastards. You have nothing. You have no business being there. Since I say bastard, let me go and get the script. Zechariah 9. Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 6. And a bastard, that's what she is, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. That's Tel Aviv. Who lives there today? God said they bastards. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. So I'm going to go back to Luke chapter 4, verse 13 now. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness. Let them that dwell about Zion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting have brought upon them. For he have brought a nation upon them from far. So that's the so-called white man. He brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language. That's Spanish for those in the northern kingdom who they managed to separate from us. We're the same people. A nation came against us that was shameless. Ponce de Leon was shameless. Hernan Cortez was shameless. Christopher Columbus was shameless. It says, brought upon them, it says, a shameless nation and of a strange language. Spanish for my brothers in Central and South America. And in English for us, and French for those in Haiti, and Portuguese for those in South America as well. Who neither reverence old man nor pity child, that killed our old and our young. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow of Jerusalem, and have left her that was alone, desolate, without daughters. But what can I help you? For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. So now, we're going to attain the next level. We're going to come out of this. But we need that pain. I'm going all over it because this is a lot of pain we're reading about. Greater pain than you experience in your personal life. This is greater pain than death. You might get a death in your family. You could get fired. You could, something as simple as you get demoted from your ranking in your position here or your job, bills, etc., etc. This is just correction in general. You get real bad correction. You get blasted one day. That's pain. Ain't nothing like the pain we just read about that our mother's in, that we are in because of our transgression. That pain, you must understand that pain is a motivator. There's no greater power source than pain. That's why God inflicted it upon us. So we turn to him. And it's like energy. But you can let it crush you. You can let it break you. Or let that pain let you snap. There's a difference between I just broke and I snap. Snap is something different. When you come into this truth, you snap. You ready to pull up and start something. You ready to say something. You ready to stand for something. That I don't care button gets installed. Whereas you got some people, they want to love their people, but they too scared. There's a lot of people. Even some of those that claim to be in the truth in other congregations, they scared to put fringes on. I know not here. Not in IUIC. We snap over here. We got the fringe on. We in the streets teaching. We in the Saving Sarah's Daughters. We in the youth violence and conflict resolution seminars. We in your neighborhoods. We in every color shirt. You don't like purple? We'll show up in a different shirt. You'll never know where we at. And we won't stop. We won't sleep. We'll be on Clubhouse 24/7. We'll be in Clubhouse in different languages at the same time. And brothers that speak English will go on the Spanish channel. And the Spanish channel, no, we'll never stop this. We're going to snap. Because the pain forced us to move forward. That's what it's about. When you go to the next level, you got to use that pain. Everything that happened here that we read about was to force us to change, to hurt us that we change. I'm going to show you. Job chapter 36 and 15. How much time I got? 15 minutes? All right, let's go through these scriptures real quick. I think I can get them all. Job 36 and 15. Watch this. He delivereth the poor in his affliction, and openeth their ears in oppression. Remember how our eyes were closed and we couldn't hear the word? That oppression will open you up. From your low state, that pain is going to open you up. So you can receive the word of God and understand it. Hosea 5:15, of course. Hosea chapter 5, verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. When he said I'll go and return to my place, I'm going to let plagues I'm not going to save you from pain. I'm not going to save you from your enemies. I'm going to let them rape you. I'm going to let them rob you. I'm going to let them kill you. And I'm going to bring you back to do it again. I'm going to put these judgments on you like a ring. And you'll be hurting and hurting and hurting until you go and seek my face. It says, in their affliction, while you're in pain, they will seek me early. The pain is key. It's key for our people as a nation. It's key for you in your own personal trials and tribulations. You hurt and you in pain because you need to go to the next level. And you need that boost. It's good. That correction that you got, and ooh, it hurts so bad. Now you can let it crush you and you run out of here screaming and put on a yellow and pink shirt and join another camp with some acronyms, or just going back into church, or let that thing build you up because you can take it. It's a motivation. Leadership is trying to build people, not destroy them. It's to break you away from your mortal flesh. That mortal flesh that now we occupy is too weak. It needs to feel that pain. Just like when you're working out. The only way to build muscle is to feel pain. And then when you recover, it's like, dang, I'm stronger now. But it hurt when I was doing it. But you gotta, as you understand it, and you'll go back to it, you become addicted to it. You'll be in the gym more than just 1 week. Like a lot of y'all, what is it, February? Like a lot of y'all did, well, I hope not in this truth, but you get those January 1st memberships. Your ass ain't going in February. I'm telling you straight. You're not going in February. You done. Because you ain't like that pain. But the pain is good. Pain is good. Stick with it. Romans 5:3. Accelerate a little bit. Romans chapter 5, verse 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also. We glory because the end of it is that you'll be a stronger person. It's knowing that tribulation worketh patience. The tribulation we went through as a people will create patience in our nation. That's what the bishops and deacons are, patient as they are. They've witnessed the atrocities of the transatlantic slave trade. We dive into the history. We learn from our history. And we use that to help push forward into the future and edify many people and wake them up. It says, tribulation worketh patience. Patience, experience. That's how you gain experience through patience. And experience, hope. The experience generates hope. We don't know that's our greatest superpower, going through these pains. It's a superpower. When you feel pain, it's a sign to push. Feeling pain is a sign to push. We'll go to Psalms 34:17. Psalms 34:17. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivered them out of all their troubles. Would you cry if you weren't in pain? We're that type of people. We would not call upon him unless we're hurting. He has it set up where, okay, when he hurts, he'll call me. He'll call my son. It says, the righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart. You see that? This is broken heart. Sound like it hurt. Broken heart ain't just, oh, she cheated on me. Broken heart is, oh, he died. Broken heart is, I lost my job. Broken heart is, I lost my children, CPS, or they just bugged out and left me. A broken heart is, I feel like everybody hates me here. A broken heart is, I can't get right. I get corrected every Sabbath. But then you call upon the Lord in those times instead of fleeing. That's the power. He wants you to call on him. He wants you to deal with him in prayer. He wants you to deal with him in fasting. He doesn't want you to give up. He wants you to snap and do more. It's the pain that causes you to push. Watch this, verse 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. So aren't you righteous? Shouldn't you be in pain almost perpetually? That sucks to say. It's not fun, but that's what the scriptures say. That's what God says in wisdom. It says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. That's the hope. When you have understanding, you're going to be in pain, but at the end, the Lord will deliver you out of everything. Even if you're on your deathbed, death is not the end. It is the door to your eternal life. If you kept the commandments, you may have to go through a short struggle of pain, but don't just give up then. It's like, that's fighting. That's actually resisting to death. But the kingdom's right there. And you just got to go through a little pain to get to the door. A minute moment in eternity. You do that one moment in eternity. If you could do that on your deathbed, think of all you can do while you're living. What can you do while you're alive? Can you go to fly missions? Can you go to camp? Can you join MOV? Can you get in the kitchen if you're a sister? Sewing team. Social media. Instead of being on social media, opening the window and everybody looking at your personal life, go on social media and spread this truth. pacify, do everything, and invent new things. From there, let's go to 2 Corinthians 12. I'm at 10 minutes. 2 Corinthians 12. 12 and 9. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. How do you get weak? Pain. Something that you, right here, it was talking about the thorn in the flesh. I'm not reading the whole thing for interest of time. It's talking about you have something you can't beat in the flesh. A recurring sin or sinful thoughts or actions you're doing. And you really want them going. And you're like, I'm not taking it from you. I want you suffering. I want you in pain. Because I kick in automatically when you're in pain. That's the only way I kick in. I need you hurting. I need you low because you're prideful. You're a wicked, ungodly nation of people. You become like the white man, so I need you hurting. I need you humble. He wants us to be humble. And that pain will motivate us to push forward. It says, and he said unto me, my strength, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. That's where the power comes in. Those pains, those infirmities. The power of Christ rests upon you. That pain is power. It's key to harness it. You have to focus it like a laser. Instead of just letting it beat down on you, refocus it into doing something. Into getting out there and breaking your own limits. You have limits that keep you from going to the next level. And that means you ain't experienced enough pain. And you ain't been hurting enough. So use the pain God gives you now, or he'll give you a greater pain and a greater pain until he chose you from the room for a reason. Whether he used you for a couple of days, a few years, 20 years, he's got use for you. So you better acclimate. You better get used to him and follow the commandments and do what he's commanded you to do. He's just going to hurt you more. Watch this, verse 10. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities. Paul said, I like it. That's like when you work out. People be in there getting swole and getting jacked. They like the pump out. They like that swole, that soreness. They feel like they did something. We got to do that with our trials and tribulations. Coming through that, you feel like you did something. Leadership recognizes you like, this brother actually been through something. This sister been through something. Her husband left her. Or his kids left out. Or he took a lot of correction. And he's still here. You know, he made that big mistake. And he didn't just go and move to the back of the congregation. He came back and sat in the front. He took his judgment. You know what I'm saying? He lost his job, but he stuck with us, and he just went to flower missions more. He went and did more work because now he's freed up with his time. There's many, many different avenues for you to use that pain to power yourself forward, to reach the next level. It says, therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong. That is the power right there. When I am weak, when I'm at my lowest, then I have power with Christ. You have to understand that. You got to believe that. Let's go to, I'm just going to jump to Sirach 37. No, Sirach 33 and 17. Let's do that first. Sirach 33, 17. And it reads, consider that I labored not for myself only. The things you go to are not for just for you. We're selfish as hell. That's something we got to, I'm praying about it. We are all very, 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 very selfish people. We learn from the best. We learn from the white man who only cares about himself. The things we go through are not just for us. It's that we can teach many. Even you sisters. You lost a baby in childbirth. That thing come in handy when there's another sister losing a child. Who can relate to her? I can't go talk to her. I don't know what that's like. But you do. And that's who we're going to send her to. If you're in the spirit and you came through it, it wasn't just for you to come through, you selfish Negro. It's so that you can teach many. And show, hey, there's another side to this. You come out the other side of this. Look at me. I came out. And they go, oh, shoot, she made it. I can make it too. And then there's 2 of you. And then there's like 4 people that has that problem. And then there's 10 people that have that problem. And there's 100 people that have that problem. And they all look at y'all. It's like, man, of course. And it's no longer even an issue. It says, consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. You go through these things so that your whole nation can reach the next level. It's not just about you. The kingdom is within us. A kingdom is not one person. Christians. Kingdom is everyone. That's what Christianity tell you. It's just about you and your salvation and your relationship with God. The hell with that. We trying to get the whole nation saved. I got to go through this so the nation gets saved. You got to lose this person, lose that person. Your mama don't want to talk to you so that the whole nation gets saved. So that you can set a righteous example for others to follow after and be edified by. It's not just about you. It's about all of the billions of us. Sirach 37 and 27. We almost done. It says, my son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. As we reach that next level, you will begin to get next level demons. The demons will grow. That's how you know that you're going to the next level. Satan will increase his level as well. It's like, oh, this guy's doing good. Hey, Lord, can I try him? It's like, have you considered so-and-so? So then you have to watch your soul even more. It means you're going to have to study more. Seek more counsel. If you just talk to one person all week, you will never make it. As you level up, your circle must level up. I'm not saying find more peon friends that are on your level or lower. No, you got to go find more officers and soldiers and deacons and bishops. Work your way up. They're here for you. They will talk to you. Even some of you that are nuts. But they will talk that. That's why they're here. Our leadership really does care. They really do love the people. I've seen it firsthand. And it's amazing how much patience and care and how much they use their memory to deal with the people. And I'm grateful people at that. It says, verse 28, for all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything. So be very mindful what you bring into that spirit as you go to the next level. Keep cutting things off. You never be satisfied. Now, I'm going to close out these last couple scriptures. Give me Isaiah. Oh, I'm going to read it. Isaiah 26:17. Isaiah 26:17. It says, Isaiah chapter 26, verse 17. I mentioned pain a lot, and pain is a sign of push. If you're, like I said, I got 6 kids. I watch them all get born. What they say, anybody has kids, what they say when you're in pain, when you get that contraction, which it blew my mind the first time I heard it. Hurting real bad. They had a machine hooked up to it, showing the contraction. And they're like, okay, when you feel that pain, push. I'm like, what? But it hurt. That ain't what I would do. I'm a man. I was like, pain? No, I'm gonna curl up in a little ball and just die. That's how I would feel. I was like, oh, I'm hurting too bad. I can't do nothing. Pain is a sign to push. Watch this. Isaiah chapter 26 in verse 17. Like as a woman with child that draweth near to the time of her delivery is in pain and crieth out in her pangs, so have we been in thy sight, O Lord. I got one picture. That's all I've managed to get together for y'all. Now I got 2 pictures. I'm going to read that again. It says, like as a woman with child that draweth near the time of her delivery is in pain and crieth out in her pangs, so have we been in thy sight, O Lord. We have been with child. We have been in pain. We have, as it were, brought forth wind. We have not wrought any deliverance in the earth. Neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen. So that's the kind of pain. Got another image too. Let me switch back. That's the type of pain we're in. It's a pain of transition. It's a pain of change. Let's go to verse Micah 4 and 10. I'm gonna come back. Almost there. So, just like that woman in travail in that pain, she has to push during that pain. Micah chapter 4, verse 10. It says, that's Hosea. Hang on. Micah 4 and 10. It says, be in pain and labor. So that's working. But also think about physical labor. Think about a woman's labor. That's work. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion. God likens us to a woman in travail with a child. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. This is that, what you're seeing here. That's us in slavery. That's us in pain. For it says, there shalt thou be delivered. We will be delivered. Just as a child will be delivered, we shall be delivered. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. That's what deliverance is. And they liken that thing to childbirth. And how does a child come forth? Through pain. And then you must push through that pain. And you get deliverance from your enemies. All praise to the Most High. I think I'm going to cut it off right there. Yep. I'm going to drop it right there. I really do pray y'all got something from that. Hope it made sense. Hope the Lord was in it. Hey, all praise to the Most High. Y'all make sure y'all support the Booster Club, IUIC.fundraising, IsraelUnite.org, the Land Blitz. You can't physically attend, but you sure can send that money in. Hit that barcode there. Donate. And subscribe to IUIC Raleigh. You got Escaping the Plantation 2.0. Got the Armor of God radio show. Reno de Norte on Tuesdays. We got a lot of stuff going on. Subscribe. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 40,000 subscribers on our YouTube. Hey, so I'm Officer Ray Well, IUIC Raleigh again. With that, we say shalom. Most High Christ bless y'all.